Ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back to BB's Customs. I'm Rich, and today is part 2 of building the new exhaust. Okay, this is the new muffler for the exhaust. It's a full stainless steel one, all nicely TIG welded, made in Britain, winning. It was only £30 off the internet, so I'm really happy with that. It looks really smart, kind of sort of like retro vintage sort of look. It's either going to go around here or maybe on this side of the shock there. Either way, I need to put a bracket coming down off the frame for the mounting bolt to go onto, and we need to make some more pipe to go from here to here to link all of this up. So first off, we'll get this attached to the bike, and then that will give us a decent plan of where we need to route the pipe. Okay, so I very quickly knocked up this little bracket. The fitting on the exhaust is going to go through this hole, and then this squared off tab here, I'm going to weld that onto the frame under there like that. So it's going to stick out between the indicator and the rear suspension, and then that will enable me to mount the exhaust onto here, and then I can just quickly make up this link pipe, weld it onto this, and then we should be good. Right, let's get that on, and then we'll see how it goes. Okay, now that this is on, nice and strong, we'll put the exhaust on. So that'll go on there. Something like that. Okay, so now we can see, I zoom you out, give you a move, we can see what we need to do to transfer to here. I'm going to just kick it in this way a little, closer to here, and then along and then back out to here, just to make room for your leg to go. Because if you're sat on this, if I quickly pop the seat on, right. If you're sat on this like that with your foot up here, at the moment it's going to be coming past your calf, so I'm just going to kick it in under there, because that way you're less likely to set fire to your leg. Okay, so what I've done so far, just to get it roughly where I think it needs to go, is I've stuck a bit of pipe up inside here, and basically cut the U-bend in half, flipped it over 180 degrees and welded it back on, and then just cut it off here so it's coming off straight this way. If I make you look straight down like that, you can see what I mean. So this is going to come straight along here and then swoop back out onto the end of this. Well, that's the plan anyway. So I'm going to get a bit of straight bar on there, probably up to about here, I think, and then start looking at making the swoop back. Okay, so this is what's left of the U-bend I used to make this section here. But luckily, if I put that up onto there, that's almost going exactly where I want it to go. So if I tack that onto here and then cut that just there on the corner, just as it starts to come round, that'll let me have a little straight coming down to here, and then just a little blend to get it onto this. Which is a really nice coincidence. I like that. It's good when that happens. So I am going to roughly mark where I think this should go. So about there. I'm going to get some tape on that, cut it off, tack it on, and then we've only got this last bit to worry about. I'll punch a hole in this, weld it all up, and then we'll be somewhere handy to actually start her up. Right, so this is now on there. That's roughly where I think it needs to be. I can still turn it at this end if I need to adjust it a little because it's only loose in there. So what we need to look at now is getting this somewhere handy onto there. Now that isn't a million miles away, so what I'm going to do is I am going to shape this a little so that it will go around the profile of here. So once I get that nestled on there nicely, it's going to be somewhere around there. I'll get that right, then I can trim off this end until it meets this nicely. I've got a little bit of play moving it in and out as well because it's still loose in the end can. I draw around this, cut out what I need, and then tack it all up. We'll take the full thing off, weld it all, and then we'll fire it up and see what happens. Okay, so you can see I've profiled here. I've also just taken a little slither off the back here. I've pushed this further back up into the muffler. So the idea is we're going to stick this into there like that. Now we are very close to the fit with this. So we've got about maybe a 3mm gap at this side and we're touching at this side. So what we're going to do is take a bit more off of this to true this up coming down here, and then we'll slide this lot forwards to meet it, shut that gap up, and then we'll tack that onto here. I shall draw around this with a bit of Sharpie, cut that hole out, and then we're ready to start tacking it all up. Okay, there we go. So we're all tacked up. Got these tacks holding this part onto here. We're butted up to the Y piece there. And if I just come down and move it out the way a little, you can just see that I've drawn round it with a Sharpie. If I just move this out the way, like that. So that's the shape we need to cut out. Get rid of all of that. So we'll do that now, and whilst we're at it, I'll weld up all of this. I'll take this off and weld all the joints on here, so this is one solid piece, and then we'll put them both together back on the bike, tack her on, and then we should be very, very close to being able to fire it up. Okay, so popped a hole through the centre of this, so that's looking nice and smart. That's all rounded off. I have fully welded and ground this, so that's ready to go in as well. So how was it? That somewhere around there, and that is going to go that way, like that, on there. So we'll get it on, get it all fixed up, weld it together. Okay, so that's not going to come off. We can take that off. I'll put a full seam around there. I'll give it another once over just to make sure if there's any holes in the welds, because, you know, welding tube with a MIG welder isn't the best practice. Ideally, once I get power to here, I actually have a TIG welder which I'm going to start using. But for now, this is the best we got. So we'll crack on with this. Yeah, quick once over, clean it up, put it back on, and then we'll fire it up. Okay, so she's back on, she's all welded up, all bolted, everything is looking okay. I can't find any holes anywhere, so we're going to start it up and we are going to see what it sounds like. I am very excited about this. Right, so choke out, fuel on, and here we go. Oh. Okay guys, well, that's the exhaust on. I still need to paint it. I'm going to paint it with the VHT black, and then I'm going to wrap it. So there'll be another video on that at some point. But for now, that's all the fabrication done, which I'm really pleased with. I think it came out really well. I love the shape of the new muffler. I think it suits the bike really well. So let me know what you think. Always happy to hear what your views are on this. If you think I should have done it another way, let me know. I'm not saying what I've done is perfect, but it's the best I could come up with. Thanks again for all your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe at the end of the video, and I shall catch you next time. Cheers.